So COVID hit in April, May was a complete lockdown. And why I say, I mean, as unfortunate the event that it was, what it did was that it really brought to the fore, or it validated this subscription business model that we have been, what do you say? We have been putting forth to whoever we speak to. And now I'm talking about more from a company point of view, not from a consumer angle. So the sticky revenues, the assured, predictable revenue that we have from a subscription business model continue to stay. And in April or May, we were actually clocking about 98% of the revenue. Uh, and slowly, as COVID became, I would say, longer and longer, the duration of that lockdowns or whatever, offices being closed became longer and longer. There was a phenomena of reverse migration where people who have come to Bangalore or Mumbai to Delhi, which is our target audience, uh, went back to their homes, and that was about 15 to 20% at the peak of its time. But what it did was there was still an 85%, 80 to 85% of the revenue coming in, while the costs were really controlled, like, because there were no operations costs. We were not delivering new furniture, so logistics, operations, we were not marketing, which we would usually do. So all those variable costs came down, and we were actually clocking operating profitability much higher than the rest of the year, in particularly in April, May, June months. Uh, and Like, we hypothetically used to always say that the entire money that we are spending is on new consumer subscription, while the consumers that we have already acquired are profitable, uh, because we are profitable at unit economics level, and now obviously gross margin, and now operating EBITDA level. So, yeah, that was the time when our revenues held at 80-85%. Costs significantly came down, and that resulted in a much higher bottom line in those months. Um, and then the curve of even the acquisition has been, it has kind of like mirrored how the COVID recovery has happened in the economy, or businesses, in the larger sense of the industry. So it has been a V-shaped recovery. So by August, September, we were coming back to 60-70% of the pre-COVID level. And by January, I think January would be our highest ever sales month. Not pre-COVID, not post-COVID. It will be highest ever sales month in the history of Alenco. So it is pretty much back.
Oh,
Uh,
that's very encouraging to hear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so a mix of like the strength of the business, the demand coming back. There could be there were or could have been apprehensions in the larger industry that whether rental economy, not just furniture, or the shared economy would be hurt. But I think there's only hospitality and micro mobility which is still, I think, hurt, but rest of it is pretty much out of the woods.